Batter up.
Rob and Chris, they're on the air. Yankees, Mets, they're everywhere. From the Bronx to Queens, the diamond gleams. MLB talk, the ultimate team. MLB is the place to be. Rob and Chris with the pitch you'll see. Swinging stats and stories fly. Baseball talk that's amplified.
And welcome to a new episode of NY MLB Talk with your hosts Rob and Chris, as we cover the Mets, Yankees, and all of Major League Baseball. And if you're on YouTube, hit that sub button. We'd really appreciate it. We're also on TikTok. We're also on Twitter/X. You can follow us there as well at NYMLB Talk. You could also follow Rob at R. Marasco. You can follow myself at CP7NY. So, Rob, tonight we have a very special guest, probably the biggest Orioles fan around in the world, and he's also definitely one of my better friends. He's actually one of my great friends. He's an awesome guy, big-time Orioles fan, so he's not perfect, but he's right there. He's right there,
Twitter, or X, as we call it, if there's one thing that's been good about that app, amongst all the consternation on it, has allowed me to become friends with both of you gentlemen. So yes. I'm grateful for that.
Welcome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, welcome back. He's Matt was on one of our first, I think one of our first shows when we switched over. So it's good to have you back. And listen, you got one of our guys, Pete Alonso. So Met fans are still not over that one.
Some fans are. I think those are the ones that are in denial that, well, you can have him anyway. It was too much money. He's old. He's broken down. Then there are those that are, like you said, not real happy with Stearns right now.
Yeah. Listen, as far as the other guys concerned, and me and Chris have discussed this a lot. Diaz wanted to go to the Dodgers. All right. He didn't even give the Mets a chance to better the offer. Nimmo, all right, they felt they had to make that trade. But Alonso's the one that hurts, because Alonso, how are you going to replace all those home runs? How are you going to replace those RBIs? Homegrown Met, thought he was going to be a Met for life. But, what are you going to do? This is baseball. Stearns did not want to give him the contract. I don't think he wanted to go that many years. And the Orioles did. The Orioles swooped in and basically, stole Alonso. So
they showed up the day before on Schwarber. They offered him $5,150, and then the very next day, Alonso was at the meetings, $5,155, and I guess those numbers added up really quickly. They got the deal done quickly, and for me, I think anything to see Scott Boras sitting in Camden Yards at a press conference is like finding a needle in a haystack. That is such a rare occurrence. That's almost like something from Jurassic Park. I mean, that was almost extinct, because he would never. Scott Boras did nothing with the Angelos family, nothing, zip zero nada, and the Angelos family did nothing.
Yeah,
do business.
Chris, we spoke about this a lot, Chris, right? We thought, the new owner has deep pockets. When is he going to start spending? Last offseason, his big move was signing Morton, right? And Chris.
Morton and almost Sugano.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sugano too, right?
Forgot about that.
Well, yeah. We brought Kyle Gibson back too.
There you go. And the outfielder. What's his name?
Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he stunk it up, and then with those, he picked up his option real quick. He had that player option. Boy, it took him about 30 seconds after game 162 to pick up that option at $16 million.
He's great on opening day, right? He always hits a home run on opening day.
Yeah,
so
it's 6 straight.
Yeah,
6 straight now. We're hopefully he's healthy come opening day. So you never know. If he can stay healthy, they got a crowded outfield right now, to be honest.
I wonder if like their next move. I know you guys still need pitching, right? Starting pitching, maybe even the bullpen. I wonder if they're gonna go with that depth to maybe trade for a starting pitcher, right?
But
Maybe from the
if they lose
Marlins.
out on Suarez or Valdez, I believe they'll trade. And Elias has said, what Elias says and what Elias does are two different things, but they'll trade major league talent if needs be. And one, there's Kobe Mayo. He keeps getting thrown around in these speculative, fan mock trades. Colton Cowser. Keep an eye on that name. Just for me, that's either heartburn or from leftover sloppy Joe, or because they. No offense, but we did give you Mullins last year.
Yeah. I don't listen.
That allowed Colton Cowser to play center field.
I don't even want to talk about Mullins. What a disaster that was.
After the market started developing, boy, he jumped all over a $7 million deal with Tampa. So
yeah, he did.
But I do think they miss out on one of those two starters. I think picking up Baz from Tampa and the depth piece of Eflin. I think they're still in the market for a big arm. It was a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago. If the Orioles make a trade, they're out on Cabrera. Because I think what the Marlins are asking for, any of the teams that were interested, at least the Orioles aren't willing to pay up that in that regard as far as talent. Mackenzie Gore, they've never made a trade with the Washington Nationals ever.
Wow.
And Mackenzie Gore, hard-throwing lefty, and young. I think, everybody was saying, oh, wow, the Orioles gave up a boatload of prospects for Baz. And that dude throws around 100 miles an hour, man, and they got 3 years of control on him. They basically got Grayson Rodriguez back, but a healthy Grayson Rodriguez. And all the fans were great. Oh, we just gave up a guy a one-year rental. I think if Ward has a good year, the Orioles would be willing to re-sign him as well. But Orioles have been busy, and that's, as an Orioles fan, it's just nice to see it happening. And Elias has said, man, they're 14 million under with all that they've done so far. They're still 14 million under what they spent last year.
Oh, wow, that's amazing, Chris. The Orioles are getting stronger in that division, and the Yankees. What's going on with the Yankees?
They're just waiting on Bellinger. They're waiting to sign Bellinger, and that's basically it. And now we're starting to hear that the backup plan, or if they can't get connected with Bellinger, they're going to go and sign Bo Bichette. So, and then you hear if they sign Bo Bichette, they're starting to listen to trade, possibilities for Jazz Chisholm, which I
just saw that shortly before we came on about Jazz Chisholm possibly.
Yeah. Why not keep them both?
Yeah.
Put Bichette at short. I mean, all right. What are the Yankees hoping on that Volpe is going to come back from the injury and be a totally different player than he was even his first 2 years when he was fully healthy? I mean, he wasn't that good then. So what are we doing here? It doesn't make sense to me, right?
It doesn't make any sense, Chris.
Stop for a year. That's all.
Let him play McMahon at third base, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a great glove, McMahon. I mean, his bat, not great. You know what I mean? So
you get a hitter out of Colorado, and all of a sudden they become.
Yeah, and he wasn't that good there either offensively. He's a great glove, though. He's an amazing glove. He's a elite third baseman defensively. Bat wise, maybe he'll hit 20, 25 home runs, especially at Yankee Stadium, right? Yeah. But we'll see. I get it. I'm starting to understand I just don't think it's the right plan, because you got Judge, but how much longer do you have Judge for? You know what I mean? Right? I mean, he's 33. He'll be 34 this year. And he does have 6 years left. I'm not saying he's leaving in 2 years, but How many more years of prime Judge do we have
Yeah,
left?
right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like Judge now, like 50 home runs, 45, whatever he's going to hit every year and be, elite defenseman in right field. How many more years are you going to get that after 34? Maybe 2 more years we'll get 3 out of those 6 are going to be prime. If we're lucky, I mean, crossing our fingers when we say that too. So we'll see.
And Chris, you don't want Judge to become like the next Don Mattingly, right? The super Yankee captain who never won anything.
No, definitely not. I think it'll be sad. That's why I don't understand why. Okay, you want to get Bellinger at your price, fine, but you should be going after Bichette as well at this point, or someone else at this point. It shouldn't be. Well, we're waiting on Bellinger, and you know what? We're gonna obviously when you look at the rotation the way it is. Okay, Rodon is going to come back probably in May. Cole probably June-ish. Maybe July, say, right?
Right.
That's great. And I think we'll survive until then, but we're like, that's another thing. You're crossing your fingers and hoping that those guys come back like their old self. How many times have we seen guys come back from Tommy John and it takes them 1, 2, 3 months sometimes to get back to their old self, right? Rodon is just what was it, the bone chips, I think? He should be fine. Yeah, bone spurs. I'm sorry, bone spurs.
Yeah.
And the rest, but here's the other thing: the rest of the rotation. I've been talking about it. Max Fried, Will Warren, and Schlittler all threw their most innings and their most starts they've ever thrown in their career. Those other the other 2 guys are kids, right? It's their first year in the majors, but still, this is their most innings. Fried, same thing. He's another guy that gets hurt from time to time, and he got through a whole season without getting hurt. So is he going to have another season of not being hurt? I don't know. So we'll see. This is what's going on in my brain right now.
Yeah.
About the pitching, and it didn't make sense. And why didn't the Orioles go after Imai from Japan? 3 years, $54 million. It seems like a cheap deal for one of our teams to do it, right?
One of the New York even with last year's payroll, almost maybe a little bit over, but I think they want Valdez. At least from what I read, they want Valdez, but Suarez will be the more accommodating financially. Toronto. Chris knows how I feel about Toronto.
We all feel that way. Trust me.
And they stunk up the place by throwing all that money at Cease and years at Cease. 7 at what, 210?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank goodness Michael King brought it back down to earth. What, 3 for 75?
Yeah.
That's just another Toronto contract. How did that Anthony Santander contract work for him last year?
Oof.
You're right. Listen, Chris, I have to ask.
Right? I have to that one for about another 5 years.
Yeah, I have to ask Matt something though. I have to ask Matt something. When you heard that the Orioles signed Alonso, what was your first reaction? Were you shocked? Were you what was your first reaction?
I was driving home, and I get home and I check my phone. I don't check my phone while I'm driving. I was driving from Salt Lake. I'm about 45 minutes north of Salt Lake, and I get home and I see Chris had messaged me, and there wasn't a better person I'd like to hear from. To be honest, I couldn't believe it. So then I go directly to ESPN.com. I know. But you see the red bar across the story, where it's like breaking news. And it had a picture of Alonso, and it's like, holy wow, they did it. They swung and missed on Schwarber. I really wanted Schwarber, but Schwarber's a DH. And to be honest, I mean, could you imagine the damage he would do at that warehouse and that flag court out in right field at Camden Yards. Oh my word! So I was really down the day before, but swing and miss on that one. Throw another $5 million
Right.
at Pete Alonso. Now they got a backlog at first base because I'm still scratching my head on the contract tenders. Let's tender Ryan Mountcastle a contract.
Yeah, that
Getting started about Yanier Cano. I was still not over the Orioles tendering Yanier Cano. That's another one Chris knows about. I'll just message him on X and just say Cano. He just knows Cano.
So you don't have your Cano jersey? You didn't order your Cano jersey yet?
A Cano jersey?
Yeah, you didn't order one yet?
No, but I'm going to start a fire. It's getting cold out here in Utah.
When's your Alonso jersey arriving, Matt?
It's either going to be, well, there's two of them, actually. As I was telling Chris, I'm a sad and pathetic man.
No, you're not.
Home white and black alternate, either tomorrow or Monday.
Oh, man. Number 25 now.
Yeah,
Rob might have a couple of them for you. He could actually send them to you. Different color,
Yeah.
a little different color.
If I opened that closet door behind me, you would say you're right. He is a sad and pathetic man.
No.
Because from side to side are jerseys.
That's
I
great.
believe it.
No. Hey, listen.
That's not even including the BYU ones I pulled out for the offseason. Now that BYU season's over, I put those in I pull them out as the season's end. I could have pulled the Dallas ones out. After about week 7. But,
Yeah. Keep them.
Yeah,
I
do have the Alonso jerseys in route.
Hey, you know what? You're gonna love watching him play for you.
As long as I don't gain any weight.
Now you're gonna enjoy Alonso. Listen, he knows the pressures of playing in New York, right? So it might not be, where usually a lot of these times these guys, their first year after signing these big contracts, they're not too good. But I don't know if you have to worry about Alonso,
He seems like a really down-to-earth guy. It was kind of interesting. He had trouble buttoning the jersey.
Yeah, yes, I saw that.
And once he got it straight, he goes, and he puts something, he goes, hell yeah. And I thought,
he
goes, hell yeah.
He's done with New York, that's for sure. But all right.
Do you blame, as a Mets fan, who is to blame? Is there blame? Is it Cohen? Is it Stearns? Is it both of them?
Listen, I think Cohen wants his team. He wants to make his mark. Me and Chris have talked about this all off season, and I think that Cohen's letting him do what he wants to do now because it did not work. Listen, the core did not win anything, right? Nimmo, Diaz, Alonso, McNeil.
The Dodgers. I thought he was going to stay with the Mets.
Me too. That one I was shocked because he didn't get the Mets. The Mets would have gave him more money. They would have added something to that. He just wanted to go to the Dodgers. His brother pitched for the Dodgers last season. He spoke highly of the organization, and Diaz felt that he wants to win a World Series. He felt that with the Dodgers he had a better chance. I mean, you can't blame the guy, right?
Yeah, if the Dodgers want somebody, they just cut a check.
That's it.
You should be thanking me. We took Helsley off your hands.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna have a great year.
49 saves this year.
He's probably gonna have a great year. And like you were talking about Mullins. Listen, when the Mets signed him at the trade deadline, I actually wanted them to sign him. I said this to Chris. I thought it was going to be a great move, but both of them were horrible. And he was just so bad. I couldn't believe how bad he was.
He was so bad at one point, they sent him down. He came back and then wins the Silver Slugger. Becomes an all-star and wins the Silver Slugger. Hits 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. He does play immaculate defense, but that's why you don't pay $7 million to a defensive replacement. Well, maybe the Dodgers would, but
Yeah.
the fans really liked Mullins. The fans are all in on Alonso. That's for sure. They were in on Kelsar. Kelsar can't hit anymore. All of a sudden, he's decided he forgot how to hit.
Oh, they're all in on. Yeah, you guys are all in on Alonso. I mean, the billboards. It's amazing how he's like taking over Baltimore all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, he's. It's a big thing. Boy, if they can. I think we're still middle of the division. If we can get a Valdez or Suarez, then we can at least be in the discussion. But guys have to have bounce back years. No Oriole hit 20 home runs last year. Not one single Oriole hit 20 home runs. 16.
That's amazing.
There were three tied with 16, and one of them was Jackson Holiday.
Yeah.
And was it Gunnar and Westburg. Let's see if Westburg can stay healthy for a year. I mean, if everybody's healthy, knock on wood, it's actually a pretty decent lineup with Taylor Ward. I think Taylor Ward will put up decent numbers there. Holiday, Henderson, Rutschman. What's Rutschman? I mean, everybody was thinking, oh, the Orioles are going to trade. They're not going to trade Rutschman. I mean, they still got plenty of years before he becomes a free agent. So,
Chris, how worried are you about the Baltimore Orioles?
I don't know about worried, but they're going to be a good team. How good? It's going to be for what you're just saying. Number one, can they get another pitcher, right? Starting pitcher, maybe another bullpen arm for sure. And can these guys have, better seasons, right? Like you said, they didn't even hit 20 home runs, any of these guys. So
Gunnar Henderson hit 37 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What happened to him? Well, what happened to him? Was he hurt? Was he banged up last year?
Well, he had an oblique issue. He missed the very beginning of the season. Then Kelsar got hurt like on game 2 or maybe even opening day. But the pitching, I mean,
yeah,
my gosh.
That's what it comes down to.
Charlie Morton. Oh, my word. Then all of a sudden, Charlie Morton became invincible.
Right.
All of a sudden. And we actually got something for him. Dietrich Ennis at the trade deadline, and then he went back to his old self when he got to Detroit.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Tomo Sagano, even though I will say Sagano didn't miss a start, he did go up there 29 times. So, but the starting pitching, I mean, when you bring Kyle Gibson back, and he lasted all but 3 starts. I mean, he had like a 17 ERA. And I think Morton at one point got his ERA under 5 after such a horrible start. I mean, but there was no starting pitching because Bradish was hurt. Wells was hurt. Then Felix Bautista got hurt. Suarez got hurt. Man, anybody that threw a ball got hurt. Bradish came back at the end of the season. He looked really good. So did Tyler Wells. And I think Wells, if they don't sign any more starting pitching, I think you may see Tyler Wells. But right now, Eflin will probably be 5, Kremer 4. Then you got Rogers, Baz. Who's the other one? Who's our top 3? Bradish, Rogers.
Yeah.
And who's the third one? Baz, Kremer.
Oh, that's right. They picked up Baz too.
Yeah, they picked up Baz.
Yeah,
Did you think they gave up? Do you think they gave up too much for Baz?
What are prospects? They're suspects.
Exactly. That's
There you
true.
go.
Chris always says
Prospects
that.
and you know what? Everybody said, "Oh, Mike Elias, he hoards all those prospects." That's all Mike Elias does. He hoards all the prospects. So then he goes and trades some prospects. Yeah, there were 4 from the top 30. Well, what are they? They're top 30 prospects.
Exactly.
That's all they are.
Darned if he does and darned if he doesn't.
Right.
And I think there was only one that I hated to see go, but he still held on to the jewels of the farm system.
Yeah.
And I think I think you'll see more if they do make a trade for a starting pitcher. I think it'll be more major league level because at first base, what are you going to do when Rutschman is catching? Who's playing first base? Basayo, Mountcastle, Kobe Mayo. What are you going to do with that?
Alonso.
I
You
think
think
they'll
Alonso's gonna
let
play?
Mountcastle. Hey, we'll do the deal with you if you take the Mountcastle deal. And I think if Mountcastle can even stay healthy, he's still very capable of 20 to 25 home runs. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's talking about what was it? The Mets and the Yankees, or at least the Yankees were interested in who? Austin Hayes.
Yes.
Of Orioles.
And the Mets. Right.
Yeah. And he hit 21 homers last year for Cincinnati. He was an all-star 3 years ago. So was Yadier Cano. But anyway, I digress. I always liked Austin Hayes. Great glove. Guy goes all out. I think he'd be.
He's another guy. That's another backup plan.
Spike in my heart that Austin Hayes signs with the Yankees and
Yeah.
then goes and gets 27 home runs, drives in 80 RBIs, and plays Gold Glove left field.
Chris would love that.
I would like that.
Austin Hayes was a fan favorite.
Yeah, I can see. Listen, if they don't hook up with Bellinger for whatever reason, and the Mets might steal him, that's the other thing with Bellinger. If he does, that's a name that people have been throwing around, Austin Hayes, and then they could put him with either, Dominguez or Spencer Jones in left field, right? Because those guys are lefties, and you got a nice little platoon there out in left field, and that would solve the problem. But the Yankees, if they don't get Bellinger, then they better get Bichette. To have that other impact bat. They need something.
From a fan base or just from a performance standpoint or both?
I think both, because if they don't, I mean, how is that lineup going to make sense without Bellinger, right? Without that other impact bat in there, all right, Jazz is still here if they don't trade him, right? He's a 30-30 guy. That's great. But if he's batting behind Judge, again, the same problem with Soto with the Mets. If you don't get a guy that protects him, they're just going to walk them all season long, right? I mean, Soto's going to walk 200 times this year if they don't find another bat to hit behind him. Right now, who's his protector? Right?
You're
Vientos?
right.
You got to get Bellinger. You got to get Bellinger.
Yeah,
they're going to have
I
to.
wouldn't be surprised if you get both, but do you think Hal is tightening the purse strings, or?
I think a little bit. I think also too, next year's possible work stoppage has something, I'm sure that's in the back of their mind.
Cap, because is it the work stoppage because of the salary cap, or?
Yeah,
or
I think so.
Cap, or, I mean, you need to see teams start spending money.
Right.
Too.
There needs to be a floor to get those, the cheap owners to start spending money. But I think that the uncertainty of, okay, there's going to be a work stoppage. Okay, we know that. Nobody gets paid anyway, so it doesn't matter how much how much these guys are getting paid. It doesn't matter. I think what they're probably concerned about is like, okay, if there is a salary cap, how high can we go? If there's no salary cap, what are the penalties for going over the tax that's, they have now? Is it going to be worse?
Yeah.
Is it, I'm sure that's what's going on. Or maybe they think that there's a really good chance that there is going to be a cap and they're just preparing themselves. I really don't know. The Dodgers don't care, right? They're just, we'll just throw money at somebody. That's the one thing I like about the Dodgers. They're like Steinbrenner was years ago, like in the 80s and before he got suspended, but was, hey, let's just sign whoever we can. Let's win this year. And if we don't, then we'll worry about what'll happen next year. Right. So that's what the Dodgers are doing right now.
Yeah, they're like, that's definitely a good analogy. They're like what Steinbrenner was when Steinbrenner was spending like crazy. It didn't always work out for George, though.
No, it didn't.
George had to get,
that's for sure.
Yeah, he had to get suspended, and Watson and Stick Michaels had to come in and set everything up, right? So
exactly.
So all right, we got a little thing. I don't know if you want to call it a game or something, but Chris told Matt to pick some players that played for the Mets, Yankees and Orioles. So did you come up with some players?
Okay, yeah.
I'm just curious. I want to see if we all have the same names or if we
Yeah.
got different names.
We'll see. Okay. The ones that are most painful for me that went to the Yankees. Paul Blair.
Oh,
Paul Blair. Remember when Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson had it out in the dugout that one day
Yep.
where he pulled him off the field? Who went out to right field to pull Reggie off the field? Paul Blair. That was the end, the mid-'70s, where the Palmer and the Brooks eras were ending, and to see him leave, he was one of my favorite Orioles. And
great defensive. Listen, great defensive center fielder. Great.
8 gold gloves, and he was a great hitter until he got hit in the face by a Nolan Ryan pitch, a California Angels Nolan Ryan. So
that's right.
Chris,
what's one you have, Chris?
All right, I'm going to save my. I think one that's easy that he was probably a favorite of yours too was Don Baylor. Love Don Baylor with the Yankees.
Wow, I didn't think of that. One off of my top of my head. First one was freaking Zach Britton.
Yeah,
that was Angelos made me livid over Zach Britton and Mike Mussina, and we were relatively close. And Angelos tipped Mussina off, and Mussina, very cerebral guy. And one of the funniest stories I ever heard was Phil Reagan, that one magical year where Phil Reagan was the manager of the Orioles. And last day of the season, Mussina's got a complete game going. Shutout. The Orioles are up 2-0. Reagan goes out to the mound and said after Mussina walks the leadoff batter. He goes, so how you feeling? Mussina just looks at him and goes, fine, now get the hell out of here.
I can see Mussina doing that too.
That was Phil Regan's last day on the job.
Well, how about Phil Regan was the Mets pitching coach when he was like 84 years old,
he
was, and Chris, he was Mickey Callaway's pitching coach for a while.
There you go.
I actually got autographs from him through the mail. Phil Regan.
Oh, did you?
Mind you. But they were autographs nonetheless. At least that means to me they were authentic. They were barely legible.
Yeah. All right, here's mine. All right, it's going to be a Met and a Baltimore Oriole. Eddie Murray.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was thinking you'd go Tommy Hunter.
Yes. You're right. But listen, Murray hits 343 home.
That's a big drop from Eddie Murray to Tommy Hunter.
Eddie Murray hit 43 home runs for the Mets, and of course 343 for the Orioles.
He hit 40 plus the Mets?
Yeah, 43. He hit 43. He hit a lot of home runs for the Mets. He was on the Mets for 3 years. He hit 43 home runs.
Oh, in 3 years.
It broke my heart when they traded him to the Dodgers for Juan Bell.
That's right.
Hell of a move.
What a move. So, all right. So give me another.
The thrift era.
Give me another one, Matt.
Okay, Orioles. First, I'm just going to give you as a Baltimore native.
Oh, I know.
The only major leaguer that went to my high school that made the majors and played in the majors for a decent amount of time. Ron Swoboda.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, 69
Ron
Mets.
Swoboda is from Baltimore. I'm in a small steel town, blue-collar area of Baltimore on the burbs. And Ron Swoboda is the only major leaguer that made it to the bigs. We had a couple guys drafted. Actually, a really good friend of mine got drafted by the Orioles. But Ron Swoboda. But I remember we did pilfer Sid Fernandez from you guys.
Yeah, you did. But Sid was
an Oriole.
He was 0-4 for the Orioles, though.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. But you did.
I always liked Sid. One of my favorite Mets not growing up, but now that I'm older, so I guess I say growing up, but I always liked Bob Ojeda.
Yeah, and he pitched for the Yankees too, and of course the Red Sox. But yeah, Bobby Ojeda was.
I always liked Bob Ojeda. Just when I watched the Mets, as a BYU guy, Rick Aguilera.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Rick Aguilera went to BYU. He also played with one Corey Snyder and Wally Joyner.
And that's right. We joined her. I forgot about him.
So, but Oriole met Tommy Hunter. I just, for some reason, I don't know why, Tommy Hunter was just a hoot to have around. And Koji Uehara, and I forgot all about Eddie Murray.
Chris, what's another one you have?
How about Jimmy Key?
Oh,
that's right. Jimmy Key. You had Brian Roberts.
Right, for I think a year. His last year?
1 year. Brian Roberts. I mean, that was so weird to see Brian Roberts in a Yankees uniform.
It was. He wasn't great with us, but it was. It was very strange.
1 year where he hit 50 doubles. Him and Markakis each had like 50 doubles.
Yeah.
What is it? The one guy, the Hall of Very Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Hall of Very Good. I always liked Markakis. He's got his first and his only time that'll be on the ballot this year. He'll be gone, but I always liked Nick Markakis. I always liked Brian Roberts. They actually had some good teams. Adam Jones. There were some good teams. Jack Wieters.
If Markakis was a little more of a home run hitter, I think he'd have a shot. Because when you look at his career stats,
Markakis
wasn't bad. Yeah.
He hit like 20. You know, he was never a prolific home run hitter, but boy, a great glove and a cannon arm.
Yeah.
He was a pitcher. The Orioles drafted him as a pitcher out of Georgia, and he wound up finishing with the Braves because he was originally from Georgia. And he went to a small college in Georgia, and that's where the Orioles drafted him from. But trying to think, Don Baylor, boy.
Yeah.
Him and Bobby Grich came up at the same time. That's another
great Oriole. How about
the farm system was great back then.
How about Ray Knight? The year after he wins the World Series MVP, Cashin doesn't sign him, and that's the beginning of the end of that '86 team. Ray Knight signs with
the former GM of the Orioles before he went to the Mets, Frank Cashin.
Yes. Yep. And so the Orioles signed Ray Knight. So that was
Chris Sabo ever play for the Mets? Why am I thinking that?
Which guy?
Who? I mean,
Chris Sabo.
No, did Chris say?
I don't think so. It was just the Reds and Orioles.
Chris Sabo had a year or so with the Orioles.
I don't even remember that, to be
honest.
There
was a time where Fernando pitched with the Orioles. Oy.
That I remember.
All six of us do.
Sabo also played for the White Sox and the Cardinals.
Yeah, Chris is great with the stats, man. He gets them up pretty fast, faster than me. Gets that stuff up fast.
Wait till you hit your 60s, and you'll barely remember how to get home from the grocery store.
I'm there. Hey, I'm right there with you. How about Armando Benitez?
You shower in the morning and your glasses are still on. It's like you're gonna turn like,
how about Benitez, Matt?
Oh man, boy, Benitez, didn't he? Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was an all-out. Remember the one where he put one between the numbers on Tino too? But yeah, Benitez,
that was
always the
ill-timed,
the ill-timed homers he would give up. Oh my word.
Rob asked me about the top roles that the Yankees were involved with. I couldn't think of 5, but I'll tell you one thing: the one with the Orioles is probably the greatest one we've ever been involved with. That was
Strawberry went ballistic, and nobody wanted. Somebody, I remember the announcer for the Orioles said, I don't think it was Gary Thorne at that time, but he goes, somebody better tell Strawberry that Alan Mills is a 3rd-degree black belt.
I don't think he would have cared at that point.
Alan Mills was a guy you did not want mad at you.
Yeah.
And Benitez had 160 saves for the Mets, believe it or not.
Big dude, threw hard. You know, every so often, it was about a year or so ago, I was looking for Oriole autographs online on eBay, cheap Oriole autographs, like, oh, by the ways.
Yeah.
They're on there. There's some Benitez that were relatively cheap. I didn't get any of them. But
and also, Benitez was connected also, too, in the Subway Series right, in 2000 in the World
Yeah.
Series, that great at bat with Paul O'Neill, right? He worked the wall. O'Neill would have never hit him, right? He was fouling a couple of balls off, staying alive, and then he finally just got the walk, and then it eventually, led to the winning run. But
we know what happened. We know.
He doesn't give up the Jeffrey Mayer.
That's right. That's right. He gave up that one too.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that was a home run, right? I mean, that was.
Yeah, just ask Tony Tarasco, who was playing.
Really.
Richie Phillips is still living down in Florida off of that payoff he got on that one.
Chris, do you have any more?
Paul Blair was prolific.
Well, you mentioned
out of the gate. I thought I would amaze you by saying Paul Blair, because I still see the World Series videos from time to time, and you see Paul Blair there, and it's like, he's not even wearing number 6, which was Roy White's number. And I remember back in the All-Star game days, it was always Roy White and Paul Blair both wore number 6 for some reason, and Amos Otis.
I'll give you a couple of Hall of Famers.
Okay.
Obviously, well, actually 3. We already mentioned Messina, but you got to go with Reggie, obviously, is one.
Yep.
And another one, if you remember, Lee Smith, right? He threw for you guys.
Yeah.
And he threw for us. So there's a couple of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and that's right, Reggie. Which Reggie's not Chris's favorite Yankee, right, Chris?
And Reggie was only with Baltimore the 1 year, right?
1 year. 1 year. We got him from Oakland. I think we also got Ken Holtzman in that deal. But when we traded Reggie Reggie went as a free agent. I know we made that big trade with the Yankees where we got Rick Dempsey, Tippy Martinez. It worked out really well for the Orioles. Was that Ken Holtzman?
Hold on.
I think it was Ken Holtzman, right? Because he pitched for the Yankees.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you right now. Traded by the A's with here's the name, Bill Van Bommel and Ken Holtzman to the Orioles for Don Baylor, Paul Mitchell, and Mike Torres.
Oh, Mike Torres pitched for the Mets and the Yankees.
There you go.
Don't even mention Torres. I mean, he made me mad when the Orioles traded for him. They traded my guy, one Dave McNally, for Mike Torres. Dave McNally was my guy. I got a McNally 1969 jersey in there. Of course I do. And that is my pride and joy. Dave McNally is my guy. And trying to find Dave McNally autographs is like needles in haystacks. I mean, they're people that do have them, they're not giving them away cheap. And I've already mentioned to Chris, some things just bring about irreconcilable differences.
Yep.
And pay a healthy amount for a Dave McNally autograph. It's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah. Chris, what else you got, Chris?
All right. Here's 2 that connected the 3 of us.
Okay.
2 players, right? Obviously, Todd Zeile. Todd Zeile connects everybody, right?
Well, everybody.
He's on like half the league, so he's
I
definitely
got a Todd Zeile signed Orioles card, mind you.
There you go. I'm sure. And
I'm sure that was to find a Todd Zeile Orioles card.
That is a tough one, right?
Yeah.
And another guy that played for all 3, Jesse Orozco.
Yeah, that's another one though.
Another guy that lasted till he was like 80 years old. Right?
I wasn't sure that I knew he was with the Mets. And he actually did pretty well for the Orioles, Jesse Orozco. But I will say he never played for the Mets. Well, he did. He played for the Orioles, but managed the Mets, and that was Dave Johnson.
Yes,
and then Dave coming back to Baltimore as the manager and did very well as well.
Yeah, and Davey was involved with both Mets World Series wins.
Yep. Boy, that was, you see the documentaries and stuff like that, and boy, to be trying to manage that crew, that was wow.
Yeah, I got 2 more.
Johnson had to do the Alomar spit gate, where
that's
Alomar
right.
spit on Hirschbeck.
Oh yeah. Well, we had Ed Lynch. We had Ed Lynch on the show twice, and Ed Lynch.
I saw that. I saw one of the episodes with Ed Lynch.
Yeah, he loved Davey. They all love Davey. They all love Davey.
Yeah. He was always treated. I mean, never hit more than I think 16 home runs with the Orioles, and then he goes down to Atlanta and hits 43.
Yeah, I know. Sets the record, right? That's
But
And
when
that's
he
stuck around
passed,
for a long time too. That record.
yeah.
say that?
That record stuck around for a long time, right? Until was it Kent broke it or no?
I mean, the Braves team I don't even know if Hank was still with them, but had Mike Lum. It was unbelievable the home runs he was hitting. And he was decent, but not 40 something home runs. Decent. It was like 43. I think he hit 43.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
But
Especially back then too.
Last year, he passed away. What, maybe 6 months ago?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did in September. I believe he did.
There's only a handful left of the 1970 Orioles that are are still alive.
Since he said it in 1973, it's only been beaten once. It's only been topped once since then.
Boone?
One time.
No.
What?
Anybody? You got a guess of who it is?
I thought it would have been Boone when he was on the roids, but
Rob should know this.
Who is it? Cano?
No.
that's a good one. That's a good quick answer.
Not bad. Cano, let's see his highest. Wow, he's not even. He never hit in the 30s. Boone's highest was 37. Oh, Cano's highest was 39. Sorry.
It's probably
somebody that's on the Mets now.
Wait, somebody who's on the Mets now?
Yep.
For second baseman?
Yep.
Somebody, I'm telling you, I'm blank, Chris. Don't
wait. Hold on. Don't say it yet. Hold on.
I got somebody who's
on the Mets right now.
He's currently on the roster, yeah. But that's an amazing feat. Think about Davey Johnson at 43 home runs in 1973, and it's only been topped once since then. I don't think that's talked about enough.
It's not as Drupal Cabrera, but
he just became.
I loved his Drupal when he was with Cleveland.
It was close.
He just became a Met, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Now you got it.
What?
Now you got it.
Who is it?
Simeon.
Texas. Yes, it's Simeon. Yes, that's why yes. I figured it out then.
Brian Dozier. Brian Dozier had that big year. He hit 42 in 2016 with Minnesota of all teams. But
Simeon, that's amazing. Listen, that's amazing. That is amazing, though. That's only happened once. I mean, like Matt said,
especially going through all the the steroid era, and now
Boone, you can't tell me Brett Boone did not.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But, sure. But like Matt said, you don't think of Davey Johnson as a home run hitter, right? And that's just like what? How did that happen?
I don't know.
I know it was a Fulton County Stadium. I mean, that wasn't known as a launching pad.
No, only for Hank Aaron, but
yeah. I'm even thinking
Jeff Kent's highest was 37, by the way, in 2002.
Wow.
Jay Bell at 38.
Oh, I'm going to get us started on Mattingly and Murphy because I don't get it. I don't get it, but
yeah,
I do get it.
Yeah, they don't have to get career numbers, I don't know.
He's a two-time MVP.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. You're right.
And everybody was saying, "Oh, how Gwynn and Ripken say baseball from the strike or whatever," and then you had Sosa and McGuire, yada yada, and then the steroid thing came out. But man, if you want something that's baseball hot dogs and apple pie, it's Dale Murphy. My word.
Yeah, and I thought he had a chance of getting into the
I
Hall of Fame.
Mattingly, I'm going to say we're locks, but let me tell you, as close to a lock as, man.
I don't know, Chris. You thought that Murphy had a chance, right? I mean,
Definitely,
only
yeah. This past one, I really thought, but I don't know. I mean, and when you think about it, the guy he had pretty good numbers. He had almost 400 home runs. He was too shy. What if he hit 400? 398.
Oh, 398. Yep.
And I still can't believe Andrew Jones is not in there either yet. I mean, that's another one I think is a joke.
That's another one.
Yeah, well, it looks like
someone told me this about Andrew Jones, right? That he has something on his record, like a.
You mean like a
domestic?
Like what?
A domestic abuse.
Well,
which I didn't know about.
I didn't either. That could be it, Chris, or it could, he started out strong, but remember, the last part of his career, he went downhill. So we have to remember that when he was on the Yankees.
Murphy was in his mid to late 30s.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew Jones, his first 10 years, I mean, he was the elite center fielder, home, hitting and defensive, and then another guy too. We're talking about center, Kenny Lofton.
Yeah.
How's that guy not in the Hall of Fame?
When some of the other names you see in the Hall of Fame, you scratch your head. But all right, listen, I wanted to bring this up before we go. We got like 10 minutes. Chris, the California Angels, it looks like they redid a contract with someone, huh?
That's right. So now he's literally going to get paid to do nothing, right?
Yes.
Like
and that's been the last 6 years.
Right. But he's like, just stay home. Like they're telling him, just stay home. right.
It's my wife, Penny Youngman. Please.
$245 million that guy got. Think about that.
Is that the worst contract?
I think that is right? Yeah.
Josh Hamilton isn't far behind, neither is CJ Wilson. That's another one of the Angels. So let me tell you, Grayson Rodriguez going to the Angels. It's the smooch of death. Yeah, you got 4 years of control. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
We've had it for about 4 years, and every year he's gotten hurt.
And then, like Chris said, if the Mets don't get protection for Soto, Barry Bonds holds the season record for walks with 232 in 2004, right? What do you think's going to happen? That record, if the Mets don't get protection, that record's going to get smashed.
And Soto walks a lot no matter what, right? Like in a normal season, when he had Judge hitting behind him, or in front of him, whatever way, he still had over 100-something walks. So imagine when there's nobody hitting behind him. I think it's going to get crazy with him. But listen, it's not over yet.
Does Alonso walk much, or I know his strikeout rate has gone up?
No, he doesn't walk a lot. He wants to hit that guy. But one thing you get with Alonso, you get a guy who wants to play every day. All right. You can't keep that guy out of the lineup. So that's another thing that you have. And I'm sure they talked about, him being DH eventually and, playing less and less at first base. And that's what's going to happen. So you listen, the Orioles, I think they made a great move by getting Alonso, and that's the one move that I'm pissed off about.
So you are on the fan base. So what are your, as a fan, not as a host, about Stearns?
Well, listen, I understand that he has to put a mark on this team. The core, like I said before, they didn't win anything. It looks like listen, if Steve Cohen wanted to keep Alonso would have been a Met, right? So I just think Cohen is figuring, I spent all this money last year, didn't even make the postseason. Something's got to change. I'm paying this guy Stearns $10-11 million a year. I mean, he's getting paid a lot of money.
Stearns is making that?
Yeah, he's making a lot of money. So let's
we split 11 million between the three of us. I'd be more than happy to go with about 2.75.
Yeah, I think we could squeeze by.
Yeah, I think so.
I think all three of us become very handsome at that point.
Yes. That's for sure.
At 2.75, I'm doggone handsome.
Did you see this came out today too? Bregman got offered 5 for 160.
From whom?
Boston.
He got offered that?
Offered it, yes. He hasn't taken it yet, but I think you better hop on that. I don't know if he's going to get anything better than that.
I think so too.
Stearns
Stearns makes $10 million a year. Okay, so I was close. $10 million a year.
It's crazy, right?
For a GM?
Yeah. One of the highest baseball. Well, he's the president of baseball operations. So
that's like they just gave Elias that title. Well, he had it last year, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year or something. Well, Mike's very humble, and they didn't announce he's like the executive vice president of baseball operations and GM, but they said they are going to hire a GM, which means puppet, and he's going to do whatever Elias tells him. So Elias is around for the long haul. If he just got this new title, unless the Orioles just fall apart, but I don't think Rubenstein's going to do that. I think he's going to let the baseball people do the baseball stuff, and he'll write checks. But
that's the way it should be.
But, I don't know what Elias. They keep everything like that close to chest. Nobody knew how long Hyde's deal was. Nobody knows the length of Elias's contract or what he makes. They keep everything close to the vest. I mean, I didn't expect Alonso. I really didn't. So am I checking major MLB trade rumors every 45 minutes? Right, especially right now. Especially now that the domino fell yesterday with Imai. I didn't expect him. I thought that there might be some interest because they brought Sugano in last year, but Sugano didn't even know Imai. So Houston. that just kind of gives you the confused dog head turn.
Yes. Yeah. But it wasn't that big of a deal. So, right? Like, why not?
Yeah. Unless they're zeroed in on something else.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, Imai has an option every year on that, right? It's a player option.
What with Imai?
For Imai.
I think he's got
that it was a 3-year deal, but he has an option at the end of every year.
And I think he's got incentives that he could hit very easy. Like if he throws 100 innings this season, he gets $3 million more in 27 and 28.
That should be a Grayson Rodriguez deal.
Yeah.
100 innings out of Grayson Rodriguez.
See if he can stay healthy. All right, so here, I'll throw this out to you guys, both of you guys. What's your guesses? Not what you want to see happen, right? Because we all got our wants. But what do you think is going to happen to Baltimore the rest of the way? Like what major signings, if there's any, or trades? And then I'll ask Rob before we go.
I say if the Orioles don't sign Suarez or Valdez, they trade for Mackenzie Gore. Now, that's what I think is going to happen. What I want to happen is I want Valdez, and I want him tomorrow.
Okay.
I want Valdez. I want a lefty to go along with Rogers.
Yeah. I like that.
Revelation. That supposedly that was the trade, one of the worst trades in Oriole history, and then all of a sudden, guy has a 1.35 ERA going into the last game of the year.
That was huge, though, for him to bounce back like that, or to turn it on, whatever way you want to look at it.
Stowers comes back to Baltimore and hits 4 home runs at Camden Yard against the Orioles. Goes 5 for 5 with 4 home runs. Yeah.
Rogers needed to do that for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like that trading for Mackenzie Gore. What
Okay.
do you think, Rob? What do you think the Mets are going to do the rest of the way? What major move or moves?
You know what I think? I think the Mets are going to get into a little game, a little war with the Yankees over Bellinger. I don't know. I'm just starting to get the feeling about that. I think they're just waiting, and then I think you're going to hear the Mets and Yankees maybe fight it out for Bellinger. That's just a feeling I'm getting. How about you, Chris?
Cohen won't be outbid.
Yeah, we know that.
We've seen that last year.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
I think it's more Stearns calling the shots now. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
unless Cohen really steps in and goes, listen, I really want Bellinger. I want to,
You're right.
I want to give it to the Yankees again. Then I think he'll sign. But I think they're standing firm, both teams. So, but one of them is going to step a little bit out. Who it's going to be, I don't know. But I think the Yankees either get Bellinger or Bichette. That's my guess. And then
you know what? I would take Bichette. He gets hurt.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. But man, can you see him stroking in Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
Oh, word. I mean, he's already familiar with all the other ballparks in the division. Whatever that ballpark, Tampa. What's Tampa playing in this year? Are they still playing at Steinbrenner Field?
No, they're back in the dome this year.
They are back in the dome this year?
Yep.
The shopping mall.
And you know what? If I'm the Yankees, if they do skip on Bellinger, I would bring in Bichette, put him at short for the year. You can live with it. Next year you'll have Lombard coming up in 2027. He'll go back to short. Jazz will leave as a free agent. Don't trade Jazz. But I don't know about signing him to an extension, but you could always move Bichette over to second in 2027. And then, like we mentioned, Austin Hayes. I wouldn't mind Austin Hayes and either Dominguez or Jones out in left field. I would take that.
I like him.
And that's my team. I'm okay with that.
I think he would stroke in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he would do well
too. I definitely think so too.
Man, he stays healthy. He's going to get you 20 to 25 home runs. Stellar defense. And
definitely.
And he's a gamer. I mean, he loves baseball. He'll quickly become a fan favorite.
Definitely.
Either franchise. I was going to ask real quick, Chris, Jason Dominguez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain him to me. He was supposed to be like the next greatest thing.
Of course. The Yankees love saying that about some of their prospects, but I don't know.
He's 180 in the Dominican League or whatever league.
That's not a good sign. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'll be honest. That's not a good sign. But that's why I think they're waiting for Bellinger. They really want him, but they don't want him at Bellinger's price. They want him at their price. So they're trying to figure it out. And it's going to be
Bellinger and Austin Hayes.
I would
left, Bellinger in center or at first.
Well, no, they got Grisham in center.
Oh,
right?
That's right.
So I would think Bellinger be here for left field mostly, but he'll play some center. He'll play some right, maybe first base, because right now it's just Rice at first base. And then they also said Rosario is going to play some first base. I don't know how that's going to look.
Yeah, I saw that. Because when I saw that Rosario, and I'm going, what happened to Rice? I mean, he can hit. I mean,
Armand doesn't.
2 years you'll have Adley Rutschman. Rutschman will hit 47 homers at that short porch in right field at Yankee Stadium.
I would think so. I don't agree with Armand here. I don't think they're going to trade Jazz if they don't get. If they get Bichette, then I would think there's a very good possibility that they trade Jazz. But I don't think they can trade Jazz and not get Bichette for the infield. No. So that I'll disagree half on that.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't believe.
What's your rotation look like, Rob?
Right now, it doesn't look like anything. they got to make moves. It's Mania, Senga, And McLean, I love McLean, and and the kids, but we'll have to see.
And you still got
they got
Peterson, right?
Yes, and Peterson, but he may be traded. I don't know. The Mets aren't done making moves, so in about a month I'll be able to talk about the rotation.
With Imai signing, do you think the starter market the dominoes are gonna fall very quickly, or is it gonna still take time because C screwed everything up?
Yeah,
I think he was smart to take the money quick.
Yep.
Like if
I
he
do
would have
too.
said, I'll wait for a better offer.
Is gonna just absolutely load that contract in about 2 years. You watch.
Yeah, definitely bad contract. I can't believe the hour went this fast as usual. I always say that, Chris, right?
Yep,
but
it does.
We all three get together and eat and spend a whole day. You guys play hooky and from life, and we just eat all day and maybe go to a ball game.
I like that.
I like that too. But Matt, do you have anything else? Because we are out of time, and it was a great show. We love having you, and we had a pretty huge audience today. So yeah, we had a lot of people out there. Okay. And there's Armand's Mets pitching staff, their rotation. Chris, you have anything else?
Clay Holmes.
Yeah,
I think Clay Holmes. When I saw that you guys got Clay Holmes last year, I was like,
yeah, he had a good season last year. Chris, you have anything else?
All I got is listen, thank you for joining us, Matt.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. And everybody else who joined us today, if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, listen, Matt, this was great.
Yes.
I love chatting with you.
You guys, man, really.
Yeah, it was great.
I appreciate your time.
Next time you come on, you'll have your Alonso jersey rating. So.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
Once I sneak them into the house, then I'll take a picture of them and send them to you.
All right, we will be here.
Sneak them into the house.
We'll be back Monday, probably 3 p.m. We might be a little later, but just it out, and we'll see. It should be 3 p.m. though. Yeah. Right, Chris?
Yeah.
Should be 3 p.m. Okay. All right. Matt, thanks again. We will see everybody on Monday at 3 p.m. Thanks. See you then.